You want to learn about what is Microsoft Fabric and what are the key concepts behind Microsoft Fabric. In this video, we will cover about what is Microsoft Fabric, what do you mean by unified SaaS platform, what is compute and storage integration, what is One Lake, what are the different Fabric workspace roles, what is tenant, what is capacity, and what is the difference between Data Warehouse, Data Lake, and Lakehouse, which is Microsoft Fabric. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Reena. We're gonna talk and learn about Microsoft Fabric in this video. Fabric is the hottest and the latest tool in the data technology right now, and I'm really excited to learn and share it with you guys. I hope you show the same excitement. If you do, please like and subscribe this video. It really helps me keep going on. Microsoft mentioned during the Fabric launch that this is their biggest product launch since SQL Server. Let's get started with the Fabric. Okay, so you must be wondering, what is Microsoft Fabric? If you don't remember a lot, just remember these two keywords: unified SaaS data platform, and this beautiful visual diagram which I sourced from Microsoft. So let's start with SaaS. SaaS stands for Software as a Service, where Microsoft will create, manage, and govern all the resources which are required behind the scenes, and you can focus on your data and your project without worrying about managing, governing these resources. If you have worked with Azure Analytics Service, that's a platform as a service where you have to create your own compute or storage if required, and you have to create your own Spark pools, and then you're also responsible for managing, governing those resources. So that's the difference between SaaS and PaaS, platform as a service. So now let's talk about unified. That's a keyword which is being thrown around Fabric a lot. And as like you, I also wondered a lot, what is it actually unifying? And so it's unifying workloads, all your data engineering workloads, which can involve data ingestion, data processing, data science, machine learning, real-time streaming, or your analytic workloads. It's unifying is storage, so you have one storage for the entire organization. It's unifying is all these different compute engines which are optimized for those particular data engineering workloads. But in this, they have been able to integrate all these compute engines within the one integrated environment, and governance part of it. Now let's take a look at this diagram. So first, let's talk about the workloads. This is showing is all the important components and overall overview of Fabric. So first is workloads, starts with data ingestion. Microsoft already had Azure Data Factory. What they have done is they have integrated that into Fabric. They have also integrated PySpark and notebooks for your data engineering workloads, for any big data processing, T-SQL for data warehousing, relational data model, data science, machine learning, live stream data, and any log analytic data using KQL, Kusto query language, and Power BI, which is one of the best tools for reporting. And they have also integrated some business specific industry solutions. So now let's talk about One Lake. One Lake is basically the foundation of Microsoft Fabric. It's like a OneDrive for all your data. All these workloads and compute engines behind these workloads, and they are all well integrated into, pre-configured with One Lake. Then you have governance, Microsoft Purview, which helps for your data discovery, data classification, governance part of it. And then we have AI capabilities, as Copilot has been integrated into Fabric. I talked about compute and storage integration. For big data processing technologies, keep the compute and the storage separate, so that concept is still here. What Fabric has done is it has integrated all the compute engines which are required for all your different data engineering workloads. So for example, Spark, for any big data transformations or big data processing. You can run your notebook and your PySpark, all that cool stuff. And then you got T-SQL for your enterprise level analytic solutions, build your relational data models. We'll talk about data warehousing in Fabric. It's providing all those capabilities, but it's slightly different in behind the scene architecture. And then you have a KQL engine for your real time or log data, and then analysis services for your semantic modeling and reporting. And all these services are pre-configured with OneLake, which is one storage solution for all your data, whether your data is within the Fabric or is it outside the Fabric, DLS, or it is in other vendors like Amazon, S3, or Google, or Dataverse. You don't even need to move or make a copy of it. The problem they're trying to solve is eliminate the duplication or redundancy of data. So these features like shortcut and mirroring helps in both transition and solving these problems. So shortcut is basically a reference to an external storage, and you have access to move and query and work with this data. So it's virtualizing this data in OneLake from Azure, Dataverse, Google, and others without moving or duplicating it. So this is all about Fabric overview. Now let me help you get started with the Microsoft Fabric trial account. So they are providing a 60-day trial with F64 capacity, which is equivalent to a P1 capacity in Power BI Premium. If you have worked with Power BI, it's a very good deal. You should take advantage of this free trial. So let me quickly show you how you can get started with it. You go to the Microsoft Fabric, getting started, click on try for free, and then it will take you to this page app.fabric.microsoft.com, where you have to provide your work or school account, basically your account associated to a domain name system and Microsoft Entra ID associated to it. You basically need is a Microsoft Entra ID and sign in into portal.azure.com. If you do not have an Azure account, you can go here and click on try Azure for free. And it will, in addition to Microsoft Fabric trial for 60 days, you will also get 30 days for free Azure services under $200 credit. I think that's what it was. But in my case, I ran out of as most of you have tried free Azure. So, and if you have run out of free Azure, you must be wondering, will we get a Fabric trial? Well, everyone gets a free Fabric trial. You just need is a Microsoft Entra ID, or email associated to a domain name system, and you can create that is you come to portal.azure.com. You can, in my case, because I already used it, so it's showing in here as a shortcut, but you can search for it here, Microsoft Entra ID, create a user with your personal email, click on new user, and yeah, so you'll have to fill all in these details, user principal name, you can give it anything, user for demo, or just give it any name, and then you can review and create. In my case, I don't need to create it, I have already created it. It will give you a username associated with a domain name on .onmicrosoft.com, and you copy that email and navigate to app.fabric.microsoft.com, provide your email, then you'll have validation steps, finish the validation steps, and then it will take you to this page. Initially it will show you Power BI landing page, then you click on the start trial. It will activate your Microsoft Fabric trial, and which is valid for 60 days. I'm sure you guys are excited to see how it looks, and I will take you there. Yeah, so once you have your trial account activated, it will create a capacity. It will take a couple of minutes, and you should be then able to see is your license type and your trial status, how many days are left. And you could also navigate that from this. You can also toggle to Fabric view from here, Fabric or Power BI view, towards your left bottom corner. And you will see a navigation pane on your left side, which will include home, all your workspaces, and your one lake catalog. You can see all your files and folders, or objects in your catalog in your one lake. You can monitor all your resources from this monitor tab. You can go to real time, your live stream data objects through this tab. Then you can create workloads or see all your workloads by using this tab. And when you create your account, you will have My Workspace, which will be default working environment they provided. First go ahead and create a workspace. So I'll show you how you can do that. So you go to workspaces, and then you can click on new workspace, and there you need to provide a workspace name. For example, we'll say next gen data analytics workspace. And then you can provide the description, can put an image, then also click on advanced. You will see who is the owner of who is a part of the contact list here, and then which trial capacity or license mode this particular workspace is assigned to. If you are not seeing this option, that means you do not have access, and you need to reach out to your capacity admin, Fabric capacity admin, or your Microsoft Fabric admin. Click on apply, and so now you're seeing your workspace. This is where all your data professionals, whether you're data scientists or data engineers, data analysts, or your citizen developers or business users, they can collaborate and work under one integrated environment. On the top, you are seeing is the header for the workspace, which includes the name of the workspace, it's in premium capacity, and manage access, who has what role access. So we'll go deeper into that. Workspace settings, then you have is your toolbar, where you can create new item, or you can create a new folder, you can upload files, you can also search all your items in a workspace by providing a keyword, or you can filter them based on the criteria. Then we have is line view and the lineage view. We'll talk about that once we have more items, and how any file or data that you initially got into your workspace and how it is flowing. So this basically just provides a list, and this provides the lineage of that data. And then you have your view area here. Now let's go to one lake catalog. So here you should see all your items. You can also filter them based on, you want to see just your lake houses, or you want to see is your KQL database. Right now I don't have anything, so it will not show. So yeah, you can filter it based on that. On the workload tab, you will see all the workloads which are available under Fabric: data engineering, data factory, data science, data warehouse, database, industry solutions, Power BI, real-time intelligence. So I'm just trying to give you an overview of the UI, so that when we go deeper into these concepts, try to understand the differences, you will have a picture in your mind to relate to how it looks like in Fabric. If you go to your workspace, for example, this is a workspace we created. Now let's try to create an item here. So let's create a warehouse. How does it look like? Okay, let's give it a name. So this is our LD reporting. So you just mention it, LD reporting, data warehouse. Okay. And now your data warehouse is getting ready. Okay. Yeah, so it will provide you default the schemas. Right now it doesn't have anything. Or security area, you can have your queries. Sorry, it has by default DBO schema, and then security, and then your queries. You can write your queries here. If you need to write this, right now I do not have any data into it, so I'm just gonna okay, let's run this. How you can run this query? You just click on run here, and yeah, you should see it, the results in your output. Basically, if you have worked with the SSMS, it looks pretty. I mean, you have your query window, and then you have your result output, and on the left side you can see all your warehouses. This is your Explorer window. And you can get data in your data warehouse using either data flow gen 2, which is basically is a low code. It's similar to data flow in data factory, low code transformations, and also you can get the data and also store it in your destination. Or you can also use copy activity through from using a pipeline. Pipeline is basically your Azure data factory in Fabric. Yeah, so you can do all that. Now let's go back to the workspace, and let's create a Lakehouse. So you just are familiar with these, how they look like. Once you create a Lakehouse, give it a name. So let's try data staging Lakehouse. Okay. And then Fabric will create your Lakehouse. You will have tables folder and files folder where all your files of different format will be saved. On what is difference with this is on top of files, so you can create is Delta Parquet Format tables, which you can use using SQL endpoints, and you can refer that from the data warehouse. You can get data in your Lakehouses either by manually uploading the files directly or using Azure Data Factory pipeline copy activity. Store them as files or tables. You can also use data flow gen 2. We talked about shortcut and even these are basically references to your external data source. They are like kind of, you can work with data which is stored externally without having to duplicate or move that data. You can create your notebooks, Spark notebooks. So let's wow, so it just takes a couple seconds and your notebook is here. And this is allowing you to write your code in PySpark, Scala, SQL, R, HTML. So yeah, here you can run this. You can have different code blocks, and you can add this notebook to a pipeline so that it will be refreshed automatically. You can use Data Wrangler for your data science projects. you just hover here, you can create a new block, it will create you. And if you want to have code here in different language, you can select that, or Spark SQL using your, or you can also write just the magic command, and it will basically convert all your in T-SQL. So, and then you can save this notebook, give it a name. And once you go to your workspace, you should be able to see, yes, notebook demo here. Yeah, so this is just to give you an overview of, like, how these you can go ahead and create and how they look in Fabric. So you have a picture in your mind. Now let's talk about OneLake. So OneLake is your OneDrive for your data. It's the one data lake for your entire organization, so that you have only one copy of data for use with multiple compute engines, or to share with your different teams, and they do not have, like, duplicate copies and creating redundancy. It will look pretty similar. So you see here, it's like OneDrive for your data, and you can integrate it on your machine. Let's go back. So OneLake is actually built on ADLS Gen 2 Azure Data Lake storage, and so it has all those capabilities, and it allows you to not just work with Fabric workloads. You can also have other compute, like Databricks. So if you're working with tool using API, you can have data stored from there into your OneLake. It's default provision, so you do not have to go create storage accounts or containers. Behind the scene, Microsoft is taking care of all of that. Now let's talk about OneLake and the data hierarchy under it. This visual beautifully summarizes it. You have on the top is you have a Microsoft tenant. And then there is OneLake, which is by default provision to this tenant. And under that OneLake, you have workspaces, which are basically logical containers, where you can have all your items, which could include lakehouses, datasets, warehouse, custo, and files and folders under that, or tables. So workspace is basically where your different teams collaborate, and it could be data engineer, a data analyst, or it could be your business user. They can be added under various different roles. So let me walk you back to the UI and to show you how you can manage that access. Here we have our workspace that we created, and under the manage access tab, if you click here, manage access tab, you should be able to provide different roles to different users. Right now I have only one user added, it was the admin, which is the highest level of access. So here you could see admin, which is the highest role. Then you have member, you have contributor, and you have viewer roles. This is just how you can manage collaboration between different teams. And also we talked about how OneLake supports various file formats, and how it stores tabular data in Delta Parquet format, so that it can be read by various different engines, whether it's Spark, T-SQL, KQL, and Analysis. And it allows different business professionals work with just one copy of the data. We talk about capacity. So capacity is basically your compute power available to your tenant. So it is here you can see is there are various different SKUs. SKU stands for stock keeping unit or capacity units. So earlier they used to be named as P1, P capacities for Power BI Premium licenses, and now they have changed the names to F SKUs for Fabric. The standard one is the F64, which is equivalent to P1 Premium with 8 vCores, and in the trial also we get 64 SKU. You have F starting from F2, F4, F8, F16 till F2048. This is also like just giving you an estimate of how much these cost. Here you can see F64. It's estimated cost if you go buy it and pay as you go, I don't know, 8,000 per month, and it also goes up to 269,000 per month, which is for very very large data sets, and it's starting from 262. You can, I think, look at their price calculator. Yeah, here you could also check the prices under here, Microsoft Fabric pricing, if you're in business and interested in buying Fabric. Let me see where you can manage your capacity. So if you go to settings here and navigate to the admin portal, since I have only right now trial capacity, so it should show me just the trial option. Let's take a look at it. Okay, yeah, so here let's click on trial. We can see the capacity units here, in which region is it located, what is the capacity, who is the capacity admin. So you should be able to find all that information here. Your capacity name, right now it's trial, you can even change it. Please make sure that this username is not deleted, because if it get deleted, then you will not be able to manage the capacity which is assigned to your tenant, and the users will get an error. You have the capacity units, region, status. If you click on actions, you should be able to change here the capacity name or the admin capacity. This is giving you a capacity ID. Right now in the admin portal we are seeing only these two features, but you have way more in your organizational level, business tenants accounts. Okay, so this is about capacity. Now let's talk about Fabric space roles. We talked about we have 4 different roles through which we can control access to our objects in workspace. So admin has the highest level of access. They can do everything, whether they need to add a member or any other role, whether it's viewer, contributor, member, they can add that. They can update, delete the workspace. Admin is the only one who can delete the workspace and add other people as admins. Then you have members who can they can add members or others with lower permissions. They can create modified databases or objects, warehouses. You should check this list out, depending on which user you want to view. Viewer is who can see all the view or read contents in your workspace, but they will be able to see all the objects. But if you want to give access to just object base level, you can do that as well if you don't want to give viewer access, because then they can see all the objects there. So just keep that in mind when you are giving access to the workspace. We talked about Datawarehouse, Lakehouse, and Data Lake. Let me explain to you, what is a Lakehouse? What is the difference between these different terms? So Datawarehouse is where it all started with. It was very popular in 90s, and then so there you have your used to have your structured relational data, and it used to meet the enterprise level reporting, analytic requirements. But it quickly used to become expensive because of the storage. If you have a very large database, here you build is basically your relational data model, like a star schema, where you have a fact table with all your columns or fields available, and then you have your dimension tables. Then as the data became bigger and bigger, then it came the emergence of data lakes, which were very good for unstructured, for machine learning or AI or data science projects. They support BI. They are cheap for if you have a very large data set. Now emerging is the Lakehouse. Lakehouse is basically a combination of data warehouse plus data lake. So you can have both structured, unstructured data in one place. They're great for BI, machine learning, AI, data science, all kind of workloads. They're fast and great options. Here I have this diagram from paper by Lee Godsey, who is a founder of Databricks, published in 2021. This clearly summarizes, the evolution of the data platform architecture from two-tier model to the now new, Lakehouse model. Earlier, there used to be like structured data, so people used to do ETL using SSIS or other forms, and then build a data warehouse on top of that and have reports. Then, because the data became big and big, so we had all different kinds of data, not just structured data, but unstructured files, formats, audio files, video files. So data lake used to be the to-go place. You store all your data, and then people started building, doing ETL and data warehouses on top of that, and whereas data science or machine learning, they used to work separate, like these teams had to use different compute engines like PySpark or big data compute engines for their processing needs. Now here we have is Lakehouse platforms like Fabric, where you can have structured, semi-structured, unstructured, all kind of data stored in your data lake, and you have a delta lake format applied on top of it, which is basically is a log transaction, and it enforces the ACID properties, so that all the different compute engines can directly work the data the way the data is stored, and you don't need separate divisions between the data teams. Here all your analyst or data science and ML project can be done directly on the data stored in the data lake. So Fabric Lakehouse basically is where you have all your files, folders, and tables, and shortcuts stored, and they act like a database over the data lake, and it's used by the Spark engine and SQL engine for big data processing. And because of the delta formatted table, you have ACID transactions enforced on that, and it allows for SQL engine also to do query this data. Combines the flexible and scalable storage of data lake and the ability to query and analyze data of a data warehouse. Now let's look at it like Fabric warehouse. How is it different from traditional data warehouses? It's unique because it's built on Lakehouse, where the data is stored in delta format, and because of the SQL support, you can now directly build your warehouse using SQL and build your semantic relational data models. Now let's talk about Delta tables, about the history and origin. It's basically started with Apache Spark, where it uses Delta Lake table format. It's an open source storage layer for the Spark engine, and it enables relational database capabilities because it has support for SQL semantics. For transactions and schema enforcement, you will see is a Delta icon on tables in Lakehouse. When you create managed tables, here you can see. Let me magnify. So yeah, once you create the managed tables under your Lakehouse, you will see this delta, which means it's a delta formatted table. It supports delta log format. It creates as basically a delta log folder, and all the files are stored as Parquet format. Benefits, for each table, the Lakehouse stores a folder containing Parquet data files, as I showed you here, and a delta log folder in which all the transactions are logged in JSON format, and that enables all the SQL engine to query on it as it supports ACID transactions. What are the other benefits of Delta tables is they support data versioning, time travel, they support batch and streaming data, they support standard format and interoperability. ACID stands for is atomicity, consistency, isolation, and duration. Atomicity means your transactions will complete as a single unit of work. Consistency means your transactions leave the database but in a consistent state. Isolation is in process, transactions cannot interfere with one another. And durability, when a transaction completes, a change it made are persisted. So all these properties are supported with the Delta table. So this was our overall Microsoft Fabric overview, and we also worked on Fabric end-to-end data engineering and data warehousing project. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe it. It really helps me keep going, and see you next time.